Now, huge public sector funding gaps, including a possible non-payment of salaries of government workers, the discontinuation of infrastructural projects and policy interventions, are some of the likely economic and social implications should government fail to present its 2025 mini-budget due to the current stalemate in Parliament. The tussle in the House, if not resolved for MPs to be recalled from the indefinite adjournment before the end of this year, will have some impact for government's fiscal priorities and funding allocations, at least for the first quarter of next year. In the following report, my colleague Ni Late looks into some of the potential consequences of not reading the mini-budget in an election year.
Only one major development is bound to happen should we go into such a dire situation. That is, there will be a complete government shutdown, at least for the first 3 months of 2025. Remember, the appropriation of the current budget runs until December 31, 2024. And so if the mini-budget is not presented for it to be approved before year ending, it will only mean the government will technically not be able to spend from January 1, 2025. The next government will also not be able to carry out its revenue and expenditure between the period it takes over from January 7, 2025 and the time it presents its own budget, likely to happen somewhere in March or even April next year. Without the mini-budget, the government may face difficulties in meeting its fiscal commitments, say the payment of salaries to government workers. Such a situation would not only impact livelihoods, but could also dampen consumer confidence and spending, stifle economic growth, erode investor confidence, and also the gains made under the ongoing IMF program. The implementation of infrastructural projects and other essential policy interventions could also come to a halt as a result, which may exacerbate public discontent. But what is the long-term effect and risk of such a funding shortage? It is the impact on macroeconomic indicators such as inflation, growth, credit ratings, and even the performance of the local currency, especially at a time these indicators are improving following government's successful completion of its debt restructuring on both the domestic and external side. And so to avert any of these possibilities and economic distortion, which will further put a strain on the country's already limited financial resources, only a time-sure resolution of the impasse is needed for the MPs to be recalled to consider, among other government business, the presentation of the mini-budget, all things being equal. My name is Ni Late for CNR Business.